Call the meeting to order.
Jenkins.
Here.
Harden.
Here.
Hahn.
Here.
Monahan. Oh. Turn your name off. Pearl.
Here.
McKinley.
If there being no formal donations or presentations or any public comments on the agenda, we would entertain a motion on the consent agenda. And there is no consent agenda, so we move on to section 3, new business.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2013-13, awarding grant to the Pharmacy Antique Group.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
This is $500 out of the tourism budget. Is this the first year we've done this, or have we done this
No,
every
I
year?
think this every year. This is
I
another
thought
year.
so. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Any other discussion? Call it.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Harden.
Yes.
Hahn.
Yes.
McKinley.
Yes.
Pearl.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to section 4, other items, the city manager and his report.
Several things pending. Today there was a bid opening for the overlay on Green Street. I don't know if you've read there in your packet, but I had Phil Maytone come and look at the surface there of the 100 block of East Green. It's quite unsightly. The pavement's in pretty bad shape. The sidewalks on both sides in bad shape. So I had Phil draw up some bid proposals, and today the opening was for that. There's a couple different separate bids. The sidewalk came in at approximately $29,000, and I believe the street work came in at about $44,000. Through the TIF infrastructure, we could do that work, and I'll be bringing that to you at the next council meeting. The other thing is that Phil Maytone, while he was here, had driven over the streets, part of the annual MFT program. We've been looking at North Plum Street. It's gotten awfully rough over the years, and one of the things that was thought about was to do a hot mix overlay on North Plum. Somewhere in the area from Van Buren south to Allen Street. There is money in the MFT funds to do that, and a regular oil and chip program for the year. So Phil's going to figure out the cost, and you see in here that I've got that it could be as high as $210,000 for the entire program for this year. But that would do the overlay on Plum. That would do a oil and chip program of roughly $40,000, $35,000 to $40,000, and the spray patch that you see that they do in areas around town. So that would get a lot of road work done if we did do both of those. There again, that'll be coming back at you at the next council meeting after IDOT makes their preliminary approvals. Talking about, Mitch had said something about the water main going out to South Park. Last year, the year 2012 budget, we had money in to attempt to get across Salt Creek. However, the water main project over by the grocery store was more of a priority. Obviously, it needed to be fixed first. So I've contacted the contractor there, Western Utility Contractors out of Tolono, to see if there's any cost increase in their original proposal to put that water main across Salt Creek. That's that 6-inch water main that'll go across there, about 400 feet of it, at that $15,800. Figuring that, obviously in a year's time, the price is going to go up a little bit. The FOP, we've reached a contractual agreement with the FOP. Everything has been signed. The first year of the contract, as the members of the bargaining board already realizes, the first year there was a 2% increase, the second year a 3%, and the last year of the contract another 3% increase. And the last thing there is, since we met last, the new catalyst has been installed out at the light plant. They came in and did it in one day. Mark Gardner has done a lot of the interior work, which has saved the city quite a bit of money by doing the welding and a lot of the plumbing. While out there, it was determined that the diesel fuel that we had did not meet EPA standards for the sulfur content. And so Rick got a hold of me. Can't run the diesels because the diesel fuel did not meet the requirements. So he had worked out a deal to get the old diesel fuel sold at salvage at the $1.55 per gallon. And then, so they pumped that out, brought in a transport so they could get some fuel in there. But quite frankly, they wouldn't be able to get the diesels fired up. So had to do that quite on a quick thing. So those are the things that are out there floating around.
Any question to the city manager report or to the city manager?
The going there, is it going underneath Salt Creek? You bore it underneath the creek?
Yes.
How deep?
That I don't know yet. Mitch raised his hand. What was he might?
On that bid that we had, he's going 400 foot. He's going to take it 10 foot under the creek bed, which would be, the creek could flood forever, and it should never bother. But he was going to go 400 foot, which would give us about 100 foot on either side to make it easier to connect. And at the 400 foot that gentleman proposed would help immensely. The other bed we had was only 300 foot. That puts it too close to the banks, which could have rode and eventually get to it. But he was going about 10 foot under the creek bed itself.
So he's going back 400 foot from each bank. Is that right, before it come out of the ground? Go into the ground and come out?
Yeah, you'll have about an extra 100, well, about 75 foot away from the creek on each side, which gets it way away from the creek itself.
There was a main under there before at one time, right?
Twice.
Well,
Twice.
it wasn't put in right. It wasn't bored in.
It was during the flood that we lost,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The flood.
This is the final link to get water to South Park. So there again, if I hear back from Western Utility in the next 2 weeks, then we'll know what we're doing with that.
That's extremely cheap.
It is very cheap. I think the second bid on that was almost double the price from a different contractor.
And it was only 300 foot. The 400 foot will make it so simple to hook up. City crews could hook it up very easily.
And we are doing that. That's just to get it across the creek. We are doing the hookups. So
As far as the police goes, who's, when you say the city has reached, who is the city? Who did represent you? Who did the negotiating?
Well, and then also,
TJ Wilson is our labor attorney, and myself.
and the chief dental officer as well.
When was that presented to us, the actual contract?
Contracts have been signed. It's been
Everything's,
finalized.
okay.
Yeah.
They have been finalized
Yes.
without the approval?
It was approved by council.
Okay, you guys approved it, between you two, you approved it? Is that what you're saying? It wasn't brought before the whole board and everything approved, or it won't be brought before the whole board and approved?
During during previous council meeting, we had parameters set and everything, and we stuck underneath those parameters, so it was
Okay.
approved.
Any other questions to the city manager and or his report? Any non-agenda items, any other business?
Yeah, like a work session.
In about a week?
For what? Because I got some things I want to talk about, questions I want to ask.
Okay, hold on a second.
I'll bring some of them up now.
No, because I'm not ready for it.
We will have to see on the weather. On the morning we have.
Next Monday's your,
The Monday the 13th, we're doing an open house here from 6 to 7:30, so that won't work. I got something that says living and learning right here.
The 14th, 15th,
We'll have it on a Saturday morning.
this Saturday morning,
Well, hold on, I gotta look at a calendar. I think that may be too soon.
or the 18th.
I can't this Saturday morning, I'm actually graduating college.
Yeah, this Saturday is graduation weekend. I've got somebody graduating the next Farmer City cleanup is on the 18th. You could do it on the 18th of Saturday.
I'll be on Saturday.
You're out of town?
That's it.
Tuesday the 14th, you could do it.
I don't necessarily like during the week, for me personally.
You said you're gone on that Saturday, the 18th?
I'm going
Everybody good the 25th? This is the 25th Saturday?
Yeah.
It's a Memorial Day weekend, man.
Because if not, we can do it on the 18th, and you just wouldn't be here. So, and that would be,
If that works for everybody else, and I can just.
yeah. The evenings during the week are generally bad with me with my other obligations. And I think that a work session would be fine, that way we can work together and get everybody caught up. So let's go ahead and set a work session up for, is 8 a.m. okay?
Mhm. That's the 18th.
That is the 18th.
Is there anything you want us to bring to this work session?
Me personally? Yourselves? No, there's nothing on the agenda for the work session, so. All right. Any other non-agenda items or any other business? We would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Call
Carden,
Yes.
Arn,
Yes.
Kinley, Stoll,
Yes.
Jenkins.
it. Yes.
Motion carries.
Meeting